you?
Good, how you doing?
Good.
Okay, we're live.
Yeah.
All right. All right, it's 7 o'clock. We're gonna call this meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance. Okay, thank you. Can we have a roll call, please?
Bill Lopez,
Here.
Joe Madigan,
Here.
Don Kraft,
Here.
Kelly Kierman,
Here.
James Birch.
Here.
All right, lovely. We have a quorum and can move on to approval of minutes. We'll work on both at the same time. We've got our budget workshop from August 19 and then our council meeting from August 26. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Kelly.
Second.
And thank you, Don. Do we have any concerns or requested edits for Corinne? All right, hearing none, all in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, minutes are approved. Next, we have consideration of claims and sewer adjustments. Do we have a motion to approve claims?
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
Thank you, Bill. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jen. Any questions or concerns to discuss before voting?
That's a motion to approve the claims and the
And
sewer
sewer
adjustments.
And sewer
Okay.
adjustments,
Thank
sorry. Equal ear, Corinne. All right. Hearing none, all in favor of approval, please say aye. Opposed? Okay, claims and adjustments are approved. Next, we've got petitions and comments from the floor. If you're here to address the council for any reason, please approach the podium, give us your name and address, and your comment, please.
Hi, Ben Waller, 217. I was just curious if there was any updated talks on the water fountain for dogs at the park.
They are quite pricey. So I did a little bit of research and minimum we're starting at around $2,500 for one. That said though, I do have a anonymous donor that is possibly interested in sponsoring it. So I'm gonna be working with them and hope to have good news by the spring, so.
Thanks. Thanks. Anyone else? Okay, we will move on then to reports, clerk treasurer.
I have nothing this evening.
Thank you, Attorney Willoughby.
I echo that sentiment, nothing new.
Thanks. Police Chief Dickey.
I've got two short things here, one of which is just an announcement about our new service that we entered into an annual subscription with, which is Lexipol Policy Management Service. This is something that's overdue and much needed. The same way with the town handbook needing revamped, as is our policy over at the police department. So we're excited to roll that out here in the next few months. The next thing I have is just a heads up for the next meeting where I may be requesting, or have a lit request not to exceed $10,000. This is for our station computers. Come October 1st, they will be out of compliance, out of security compliance regulations. And this is due to them not being compatible with Windows 11. So we did submit for a grant, but as it looks right now, we don't know if we're gonna get approval or deny that grant before October 1st. So I did speak with my liaison and Corinne about the potential of getting that lit request if it were to be approved by the council, and then if that grant were to be approved, the funds would be replaced
Right.
there, so,
And that grant is through the railroad.
yes.
Which
Yep.
means that a reimbursement is probably possible.
Yep.
Right, okay. Did you please remind me, how many computers that's for, if you know off the top of your head? 10.
10.
And did we already coordinate with each of you? Are there other computers owned by the town? I believe town hall is up to date, right? Fire department,
We're up to date.
you're up to date?
My two are getting replaced next week.
Okay. All right.
I think we're good.
All right, can you please double, triple check before we have to approve this request so we know exactly what we have to buy? We don't have any add-ons after the fact. Thank you.
And that's all I have.
All right. Any questions or comments for the chief? All right. Next, we'll move on to fire. Chief Craig.
Just a couple things. The Volunteer Firefighters Incorporation recently applied for a $5,000 NIPSCO grant for fire prevention materials, which we were awarded. So we'll have that for the course of the next couple years for fire prevention materials for the school visits that we do every October. We've also, I may get these mixed up, the Gary Sinise Foundation, we applied for the additional radios that are on our 5-year plan. So we applied to them for to try to get some supplement on that project. And the firehouse subs, we're in the process, and we will apply for bunker gear to see if we can start on that project also. So wish us luck on those.
Good luck.
The next thing I wanted to bring up is kind of follows up our ending of our part-time staffing. We actually have been in discussions on how to start a program at the department. We call it a tier 2 type program. Basically, it's for people that are interested in being on the department but may not live in the immediate area. Granted, living in the immediate area is kind of a requirement to be able to get to the station and have decent responses. So after spending portions of the summer as part-time staff, we have actually 5 of those part-time staff that really enjoyed being in our department and is going to allow us to start our tier 2 program. So basically what that is our volunteers are allowed to have like a minimum requirement, a percentage of calls that they're supposed to go on. Some people that live outside of our general response area, they can't do that because of the time it takes to respond to stations. So the tier 2 program will have an hour requirement. So they'll be manning the station for so many hours a month.
Okay.
So we have groups of those. So we're looking, I have basically a day a week that it's mainly afternoon shifts, not the day shifts, that will have these guys that will be manning the station and helping out with trainings and fundraisers and additional 5 people that we add to the roster to help with all that. So we're pretty excited to get that program going. We've had a lot of interest in it over the years, but it's only been one person here and there. Now that we have a group, hopefully that will grow and help supplement some of our weekends and stuff where we're really busy. So looking forward to seeing how that goes and building from there. And it was good to see that people that were here this summer enjoyed the department, the atmosphere, and they want to come back and help when they can.
Good job. Congratulations. I like hearing that.
Yep. So that is all I have. I'll have our steps next month. We had a busy August and meetings kind of close, so we didn't get all that together yet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Public Works, Mr. Spanier.
As you all noticed when I sent you an email earlier this week, the lightning grant is back from the dead. Lake Station used to be the head of the grant, and I was told that State Board of Accounts said they couldn't buy 85 pickup trucks and then dole them out. So Lake Station has their trucks, they got their charging stations, and they're saying that we would be available to go through with ours for 6 trucks and 2 public charging stations, plus the ones for any department that wanted them. The charging stations, they have free ones available that we could utilize even as public if we have Wi-Fi. If they don't have Wi-Fi, we would have to do the other route, which is the more expensive route, which would cost roughly $20,000 per charging station, with our match being $8,000. So $4,000 a public charger. So it all depends if we could get Wi-Fi somewhere, and if we did end up wanting to put one at Town Hall, I'm sure we could hook it to the Wi-Fi here. And depending where we put the other one, downtown might be an issue. But if we did go with the visitor center, I'm sure they had Wi-Fi too. They also have, for those free chargers, $2,400 available for installs, which they don't think it would be more than our 20% match to get those free ones in. What they're looking for now is I sent everybody a contract that Lake Station did. Ours would be very similar, the numbers would be different depending on our quotes and what we got. But what they're looking for now to proceed in January is a confirmation that we want to continue to do exactly what we're doing. We want to reduce anything, but they're looking for some direction on what they can do so they can start preparing a contract for us. I talked to the police, and you got Chief Dickey's email on that. Chief Craig, he said that they're interested in one. Brian initially said he was, now he's thinking. The Public Works, because we got that brand new pickup truck last year, and we can continue this grant for 5 years, but I talked to Corinne about how it would be necessary to continue it, and it's really a lot of work for, 1 or 2 trucks to continue down, that it probably wouldn't be worth us to push it down the road. So Public Works would only request 2 instead of their 3, which there's another one available if there was a need. But the way we would take care of our cost is next year in our 5-year plan was a mini excavator. We can push that back a year and use the money that we're gonna use that next year for 2 trucks.
For 2 Lightnings?
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm starting to ask follow-up questions before you're done with your presentation.
That kind of wrapped it up.
You got it? Okay.
I'm sure I left something out, and I quizzed him numerous times. He regretted he couldn't come to the meeting because he wanted to, but he is on a storm board that has a important meeting tonight, a vote.
Okay.
So he couldn't make it tonight. He might be able to come next meeting if you want to talk to him, but,
Okay, I can appreciate that. I have a question, well, kind of a lot of questions, so really just a request. Have each of you looked at the specs of these trucks? You know their limitations and they are appropriate for the way you want to use them? Because I did not know until today that you can't put a plow blade on the front of this truck. I didn't know that. I assumed it was a pickup truck, an F-150, does everything the other regular F-150 can, but no
where
gas.
did you hear that? Because
All
what I had
over
heard.
the internet.
Oh, what
It's
I
like
heard.
it's the biggest thing. It's like, oh, I guess if you have a mechanic and can weld, you can fabricate your own hooks and attachments, but you got to move something. There's something about where the. I'm not even
Okay.
gonna try to phrase it because I'm gonna get it wrong.
You're probably right in that, because the
But
way I
there's
looked
no
at
way to
it,
do it now.
the way I looked at it, which ours probably wouldn't be, only in case of a breakdown. One of ours, we wanna take, Larry, the sewer guy that goes and does all the readings and maintenance to all of them, we wanna make that his truck, which that would be perfect for that. And then another one, just a utility truck. But if we were gonna make a plow, what I had figured out was the power and stuff was plenty for the plow, to have a plow. However, it's gonna kill your battery. You wouldn't get an 8-hour shift
Right.
with plowing snow,
That's
which
the other
I
thing.
didn't check into. Is there something to connect to it?
Yeah, there were 2 problems with it. One was the battery. The other one is the way that it connects to the front, and something about they call the front trunk a frunk, and there's something, and the way the components are there, it just does not.
We
like,
would
you
be
have to-
fine without being able to use ours
as
as
a plow?
plows.
Okay.
I don't know, I think Brian was
That's
wanting
a
to
deal
use
killer
his
for
as a
me.
plow.
It's a deal killer for you? Okay.
Yeah, I would think too, making modifications to the vehicle like that might void the warranty.
Yeah,
Right.
It says on ChatGPT that some lightweight plows, but that's like at-home use.
Yeah, thank you very much for looking that up. I did see a guy that was like, oh, I got this little plow for my driveway, but because it doesn't have the hydraulic manual lift stuff, it's just a little thing and it's not good for
Yeah.
our purposes.
Yeah, it says because of where
Thank you, Jenna.
the radiator is mounted, which I don't know why it has a radiator, but I'm sure there's something. The batteries. Cool.
Jimmy, follow-up question on that too. Our gentleman that we have now that does the mechanical work on the vehicles,
he's worked on plenty of EVs.
of EVs, I can say, is he
comfortable with it.
certified and has experience working with EVs?
Yeah, he's comfortable with it. He's worked on a bunch of them. He just says, like anything else, you gotta be careful what you're doing, you know, when you're working on one of those.
Mhm.
But, he's had quite a bit of experience with them. I did ask him about that. Our mechanic, I'd like to add, is the best thing we've had since I can remember.
I hear he's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yes, he's amazing at saving us money
That's
and
wonderful.
knowledge and, you know,
I second that. Been a huge help.
That's awesome.
Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
What do you think?
Well, we went around this all before about,
Mhm.
you know, so I don't know, I just, like you said, so now we're down to possibly just 3 trucks,
I think I'm hearing one.
or 2, 1? So I don't know,
two for me. Jay wants one. What was your final? Or did he? Chief Dickey's depends on where the funds are coming from, I guess.
Right.
Which again, that's a factor of mine too, because my budget wouldn't support any of that. I would need assistance.
Right. When we talked about this the first time, what, has it been 3 years now?
Yep.
We were gonna pay $10,000 per truck. Now I believe that number is double.
It depends what we get and what the quote comes in, but
Mhm.
because of the way things went down, people were adding a bunch of things to it, so now they've kind of locked you into a price. So if you get the larger batteries or you do upgrades and stuff, that's all on you. And just looking at if the price was there now, it'd be, the way they got it figured, it's at, $52,000 a truck. And I'm thinking that's realistic, depending on, you know, what happens. The new open space to where an order's open is the end of this month, so, we'll know exactly then, but if it stays the same, we're looking at about $18,000 match.
Mhm.
If, you know, everything stays the same, but at the end of the month, we could probably figure exactly, but that's kind of where we're looking at, and they're looking for direction now on, because they wanna start, I guess it takes time to draw up these contracts, and that's what they're looking for now. Anytime before we sign the contract and turn it in December, he's saying we can back out. But he's kind of wanting our best guess now what we'd like to do.
Right. And this is still a order from the dealership first, pay for it, and then get reimbursement. So we have to pay full price for everything that we order.
Right, but the
And then
good
get
part is, it'll be January 1st, so you have the whole year to get it through, but, you know, your reimbursement. And the reimbursement process is just like our road grant, so it should be theoretically the same time span.
I'm not sure that it's quite the same
No,
as the road reimbursement.
that's what he told me.
Similar, but,
Yeah, that's what he told me.
and if we're paying for the full price of the vehicle up front, we need to have the appropriations in each budget to do that. So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
We have to
Even
have
with a grant?
we have to have the permission to spend the money first, yes.
Okay,
And then if we get the reimbursement, we can put it back in the fund and reappropriate that, but we still have to have permission to spend first.
Okay.
I would have two concerns as well. I like the idea, I mean, the bargain and everything is, I mean, it's hard to pass up, right? But knowing that we have the budget cuts we're dealing with now and in 27 and in 28, if we have to put it up front, I mean, there's still gonna be cash flow issues, so I would want, thoughts from you before we make any decisions on where that puts us, because intuitively, it seems like that might be, even though it's a great bargain, might be not good for us, just given
Sure.
less and less monies we have to work with for the next 3 years running.
I think it depends on the timing and where we're paying for the vehicles from. And do we have to get quotes or go out for a bid for that vehicle? We don't have like
They
a
have them, it's on
source.
Sourcewell, but
Okay.
Sourcewell's not out yet for September. That's what we'll have by the end of the month, the Sourcewell. So, yes, it's out for quotes, but we can use Sourcewell. So that'll make it 100 times easier.
Mm-hmm.
The second concern I had was with the current administration in DC being anti-EV, anti-solar, anti all that sort of thing. What kind of things are gonna be coming down the pike that might cloud and make the longevity and how those can be supported in the future?
Yeah,
If they're pulling the rug on Ford may abandon the project.
You don't know, but, we would not pay till we had delivery, so that part, but you don't know, so, I mean,
Right. There were a week ago, there was a higher court ruling where Biden administration, approved a certain amount of EPA, funding for EPA projects, which I believe is where the Drive Clean Indiana funding came from originally. And then that money was halted and stopped, and then a court came in and said, nope, you can't stop that money. And just a week ago, a higher court released that hold and said, no, if this administration wants to take that previously approved and appropriated funding for the EPA, they can. And so is there going to be another court case that challenges that ruling? I have no idea, but I am very worried about paying up front for 1 to 3 trucks plus some charging stations, and then saying, well, Hobart got their money and so got their money, and the town of Porter's like, whoops, but then the money just got clawed back away right when we were supposed to get it. Like, I would not sleep if that. So I'm really concerned about that. Like, I don't know if I want to gamble with taxpayer funds on something like that, as much as it sounds like an excellent deal to pay $20,000 for an EV pickup truck that can do everything that you need it to do, right? And a couple of the things for, I want to get a great quality vehicle for $20,000 a piece, but I don't want to be stuck holding the bill for 3 full price vehicles that we probably wouldn't have purchased if it weren't for the grant itself in the first place, right? If it were something that we were already going to buy, we get reimbursement or we don't, we can cross our fingers and hope, like with, we have to buy, for example, the computers. And if we don't get that grant, we don't get that grant. But if this falls through, I'd be sick over it. So I don't know what you guys want to do about that. Like, I don't like making gut decisions. My gut says that I don't want to do any of it because of the sour taste it left in my mouth over the last 3 years. But I also don't want to just, let my emotional instincts determine my decision, right? So how do you all feel about that?
Hey, Jamie, is it Ryan from Drive Clean or who's? So maybe he comes in 2 weeks and we can rediscuss it.
Say right now we're thinking about 3, definitely not 6, but we're gun shy.
okay.
Yeah.
Does that sound fair?
How about the public chargers?
So I've always liked the idea of having a public charger here near town hall, just to maybe attract some people that are driving through town, stopping to the beach, whatever. Stop, charge your car. have lunch next door. I love this idea. I think it's good for the town. $8,000.
Those are the ones, if we put them in here and at the visitor center, they have access to Wi-Fi, so we can
Right.
get the free ones.
So if we put it in town hall,
So
it'd be
the
free.
other one,
It's free, give me 3, right?
yeah, they also have 2,400 for installation. And they're thinking it might be a few hundred more, you know, like your 20% match on the 2,400 to get them installed, you know, so with that one, you're talking a couple $1,000s each if we could do the Wi-Fi ones. So for, you know, less than $2,000, we could put one in each place.
The visitor center would be on us and not,
Could be them. Now, here's the other thing, whoever puts them in, they're not free. And there's a small surcharge that goes onto it that comes back to the town. Whoever put the last ones in, and for the life of me now, I can't remember where he said, since January, they made $5,000, the town did, whoever it was, I don't remember. It wasn't Lake Station, I don't think, but,
okay.
so there is a small fee the town would make to, you know, pay any, you know, electricity, internet bill, you know, whatever, and that would be, you know, pure profit.
Town hall, maybe the visitor center, and maybe Hawthorne Park, or no go Hawthorne Park? That would-
Well, they've only given us 2 now,
Two.
because it went back from, remember, it was,
I do.
we had 6,
Yeah,
then they said, no, you have to have a 5-car charger, not a 2-car charger.
right.
So we said, oh, we don't have enough places for that, we said 2. Well, now, the 5-car charger thing has went back down to 2.
So these are
So-
double chargers, they charge 2 cars?
Yeah. So,
My only concern is the Wi-Fi, so it has to have access to Wi-Fi to charge.
yeah. For people to put their credit card or whatever.
Right.
and,
And I just wanna make sure like our Wi-Fi security is good.
Yeah, we've got a separate.
Yeah, we've got it separated, so it would have to
Okay.
connect to this Wi-Fi.
And I'm sure they got something proprietary, like on both ends, a
Okay.
scrambler going out and a scrambler coming in, at their end, I would assume, but that would be something he could talk about. Do you wanna see if he can come to the next meeting?
I'd like it.
Yeah,
I'd be open for that, table it till next meeting until he could come
Yeah.
and present. Also, I think maybe look into the visitor center, whether they would be,
Want one or
willing to,
not?
you know, to let us use the Wi-Fi there. Cause that's the ideal spot, the visitor center.
Yeah, and I mean, it would definitely benefit them. I don't know why they wouldn't, but I can check on that with them. And then we can also ask them, and I don't know how they work things now. But it used to be 10 years ago when I used to go to all the meetings and stuff, they would if we were allocated so much money and we wanted to reallocate, you know, get more public chargers versus less trucks, it used to be you could do that. So that's something else I can ask them if we are interested in one more place
okay.
or 2, you know, whatever. But the free ones are the hot ticket, as long as we have the Wi-Fi. The other ones would cost us about $4,000 each.
Right, okay.
Plus
Which-
installation.
That includes the installation, I think, on those.
Okay.
But they have their own modem, they have their own, and if one of those goes bad, they don't repair them. So that would be something, you know, the company that manufactures them, they don't come out and work on them per se. If it's not something they can figure out, they make you order the whole piece, brains of the thing or whatever. So it's gonna cost you almost what a new one costs. So there is a big advantage to going with the free ones, which are, I'm losing my mind.
Warranted?
No, who's the Tesla? They're Tesla chargers, the free ones. So, you know, I would say, you know, if we can get the free ones, that's definitely the way to go, cause the other ones, you need to bank that money away and save it for when your machine has a problem, cause they're gonna replace the new one. That's one thing I did learn about those.
So then you're saying that Tesla does the repair work on the ones of theirs that break?
Yeah, those, number one, they're free too, and it's just components. The other one, what I'm told is, they don't work on them, you need a new one, you know, basically, besides the housing and whatever. But, any other questions?
Alright, if he's available in 2 weeks, we would love to hear from him. We would thank him for his time.
Okay,
We're a maybe on maybe 3 trucks and a couple of chargers.
Yeah.
Alright,
alright, thanks, that's all I
thank
got.
you. Alright. Park Department, Mr. Burgeiski.
I have nothing to report this evening.
Alrighty, sir. Thank you. We will move on to Building Commissioner, Director of Development, Mr. Barry.
Item 1 is 5 contractors for approval that paid their fees and met all the requirements.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the 5 contractors?
So moved.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Don. Any questions for Mike? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, those contractors are approved.
Thank you. Item 2, in our quest for installing generators at 3 locations. And we ran into the same thing on the lift stations. The gas that's coming to the building doesn't have enough pressure. So we have to have a new line installed in, new meter installed at Town Hall and Hawthorne Park. So I've put in for those. They'll change those out at no charge. However, it will then be at 2 PSI, which is much higher pressure than comes into the building. So we have to put a regulator on both Hawthorne Park and Town Hall to regulate the pressure down to the building. Also have to put those on the generator. So in the back and forth with Ellis Electric on doing all that stuff, they had not included that price in their original quote. I'm still talking to Mr. Ellis about paying for the regulators for the generator. 4 regulators are $12.19 and 80 cents. I do have to put one on each building. So at least half of that cost I need to spend to put them on the building to regulate it back down. The other 2, I'm still discussing that to see if they'll include them with the generator.
1219.80, 1,219.
1980 cents. That's the max cost.
That's max for all 4,
All
but you
4.
want to cut that in half.
trying to
and
cut it in
split
half,
it so that
yeah.
we pay for the ones that go on the building,
Yeah.
and he pays for the ones that go on the generators.
That's what I'm trying to do, so, see where we get with that.
Okay.
And that's with Bloomfield Mechanical, they're a licensed contractor, and they're doing the gas line installations for Ellis.
Okay.
But if I can get approval for the max cost, I'll see if I can cut it in half. Because we have to have those installed on the buildings before they'll change the meter. Otherwise, you can't put the meter in.
Okay.
So much fun.
Do we have a motion to approve a not to exceed 1219 and 80 cents for 4 regulators, hoping that we only have to use half of it?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, thanks, Don and Kelly.
Thank
Any
you.
questions for Mike? Okay, all in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Carlson Corners is underway, I think we all know that. That'll be closed for about 3 to 4 weeks. So they can get done faster. North Bailey's supposed to start Thursday. So I updated the website that says that.
Excellent.
And then that one will move closures as they go along, because that's a very narrow road. And I've spoken to all the residents, so they're all
Good.
excited and ready to go. That's all I got for right now.
Great, thank you so much. We have no old business on the agenda tonight. We do have a public hearing for a 2016 budget, which we will open at 7:34. I've only done one of these before. I assume they're run the way any other public hearing is run. Anyone that's here to speak either in favor first and then in opposition, or just general questions, because we've got such a large audience tonight. The budget has been posted. I don't see anybody approaching. Chris, do I close the public hearing then after no one has approached and spoken on it? And that's it? Okay. All right, going once, going twice. We're going to close the public hearing at 7:35 and move on to the ordinance 2025-10 of 2026 budget. This is on the agenda for first reading. We went through it in great detail 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? 1 week ago? 3 weeks ago. Do we have any additional comments, concerns, conversations that we need to cover tonight? Any significant updates from you, Corinne, on this? No?
No.
Okay.
No changes have been made since the last meeting and the notice of public hearing, so.
Okay. What was, and you heard back from Baker Tilly, I assume? Ron? And
Yeah.
They said it all checks out, math is fine, okay. All right, if we don't have any other discussion, then, what's today? The 9th, so our next meeting is on the 23rd. Do we have a motion to set ordinance 2025-10 for second reading on September 23rd?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Kelly. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jen. Debate? All in favor of approval, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right. Next, we've got resolution 2025-12, appropriations transfers. This is a list of $2,000 and $3,000 transfers for the police department from one line item to another. Copies have been provided. Corinne, do you have any additional details that you would like to provide, or Dan?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna throw it over to Dan.
There you go.
Nope, I don't have anything else to add to it.
Okay. Any questions from any of the council members on this one? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve resolution 2025-12?
I'll make that motion.
All right, that sounded like a tie. Thank you, Bill, for making the motion. Thank you, Don, for seconding the motion. How's that? Any debate? Concerns? All right, all in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, that resolution passes. Next, we've got Ames Idea Summit, October 21st through 23rd. I just wanted to make sure that we were all aware, including our department heads. When I went to the Idea Summit last year, I'll say that there were a number of workshops that I participated in where I thought, man, I really wish, my director of development were here, or maybe my police or fire chief, or maybe my public works superintendent. This would be a really great discussion. It does not mean that I think you all need to be there, but it's my opinion that if you find it valuable and want to go, that we should discuss approving the costs, travel expenses for any of you to go if you're interested in going. That's my opinion. And then any council members, if you guys are interested in going, we should discuss how many we should approve. We've got, another 6 weeks or so before it happens. I just wanted to make sure that it was on everybody's radar. Everybody had a good amount of time to think about whether they wanted to participate. September, October.
Where's that at, Laura?
It's in French Lick this year. And it is. Yeah. So, unless people have more to talk about tonight about that subject, I'll say, can we table that, and then in 2 weeks when we come back on the 23rd, approve travel expenses for the people that have decided they're interested in going and want to register?
Sounds
Okay, thank you. Same thing with the next agenda item. We've got our Chesterton sewer rate study. We were informed a couple of weeks ago that Chesterton is doing another sewer rate study, which is, I don't know exactly how often they do it, but just for the benefit of the audience, it's mandatory every so many years, 2 years, 4 years, whatever their schedule is. But we were given a heads up that it looks like they will probably be raising their sewer rates, which means that they raise the rates that they charge us, and so we have to then most likely follow up and pass that increase along to our residents, whatever that increase is gonna be. We don't know yet. The rate study is not yet complete. Usually takes a few months, right? But we thought that it was important to make sure that everybody knew that that was happening. Did you, Jamie or Mike, have anything to add to that description?
No.
Okay.
No, just to say that our sewer rate isn't totally just the treatment rate they charge us. It also includes public works, sewer employees and equipment and all that.
It does.
Maintenance and repairs.
It does.
I'm not sure if people quite understand that, but I hope they do.
I agree with you. I'm not sure everyone does quite
So
understand that.
if they raise their treatment rate, that doesn't correspondingly be, it's not the same increase percentage-wise for us. That's just part of our bill.
Okay,
So it's
so we'll know more soon.
educating them, people of the town.
Okay. Thank you.
Segue into the next one.
Okay. Commonwealth Engineers then.
So there's two large projects that are hanging out there. So I'm switching over to Commonwealth for sewer projects. They're a very good engineering firm. If you skip to if you have a copy, and if you don't, I'll send it over. If you skip to their rate schedule, it's shockingly affordable for the quality work they do. So this is two projects. This is our Marquardt sewer extension, or sewer project that we've been trying to get funding for a while. It's to complete the plans, that's right now at 70%. It also includes a study of inflow and infiltration, otherwise known as I&I, for Dune Forest, Waverly Heights, Duneview Manor. And I had pointed this out about 3 years ago, that we pay an awful lot of money for treating stormwater that infiltrates our sewer.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the area where the most infiltration is at. It would save us.
Duneview Manor?
Yeah, all those clay, yeah, I know somebody lives there.
I didn't know that.
All those old clay sewer pipes leak. They're 18-inch pieces of clay tile with joints every 18 inches, and they leak.
Mm-hmm.
So when it rains really hard, Jamie's system lights up and it shows how much money, how much water and money we're paying to
Yeah.
treat stormwater. And
Mhm.
this will save us, in the long run, quite a chunk of money that we're paying out to Chesterton to treat, which should actually lower everybody's sewer bill. And then it also gives us increased capacity if we do any development in the future. So these are two projects tied together. I think this is a very, very reasonable cost, lump sum, $30,000 to get this done. And my next call will be to get the old plans from the prior engineering firm that we had. Get them all sent over.
Besides this one,
Mhm.
when we did the
Yeah,
downtown,
you
the
can-
downtown was as bad or maybe even a little worse
Mhm.
than these. We saved all kinds of money
Yeah.
because our volume went
Way
way
down.
down. Now, you can give me the reports and I'll tell you what day it rained.
Yeah, you can see it, it's
I
very
mean,
obvious.
and it's a lot. Sometimes it's more than double, triple what it is on a regular day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
In this area, it drains through the Triangle Lift Station, and then that pumps down to another, goes to Marquardt, and it goes through the meter that's a flume, I guess we'll call it, and that reads what's going into Chesterton. We often exceed the capacity of readability because there's so much water in a heavy rainstorm.
yeah, yeah.
It goes through there. So these two projects are actually tied together. One is where we're intercepting the water on Marquardt to pump it downtown and skip, I'm gonna use the wrong word, bypass the sewer system that goes
Mhm.
to Chesterton. And that allows us to do a lot of extra development to the north, including Porter Beach and State Park and, of course, the old water park property.
Right.
So these are tied together, but the I&I reduction we did downtown, that was underway when I started here. And they lined all the sewers and manholes downtown, and Jamie's right, that saved it
Thanks. I was gonna ask
Fine.
about how long ago that was done.
It started before I got here, and it was underway when I started here in 2011.
Okay.
And we did pipelining. So there's a couple different things you can do with pipelining's the simplest thing to do, and quite frankly, very effective. And they just put a liner inside and they blow it up, and it fills the pipe and keeps all the water from getting in there. But that'd save us a ton of money going forward to do that.
So I'm hearing a very believable perspective, save a ton of money.
Yeah.
The last time it was done, saved a ton of money.
Yeah.
I would really love to be able to show our residents a rough estimate of a price tag of how much money the downtown work saved the whole town and subsequently our ratepayers, so that, I mean, my opinion is that this is definitely worth $30,000, but I think that it'll be much more agreeable to be able to show this is how much money it's gonna save us in the long run. Is
You
it
can
possible
see
to
it
put
from
those
the
numbers
report.
together?
You can pick out what days it rained.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, we've
no
got
problem.
data. I think Tammy has all the data.
Yeah, okay.
Because she pays the bill, so if she pulled out, I'm gonna say 2009 or 10 versus now, it'll show that very clearly.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And this is the copy for signature, I just have it.
Okay.
But again, I'm just gonna repeat, this is shockingly low. I'm gonna, here, Kelly.
I know, I'm looking at the hourly
Look at
rates.
the hourly rate schedule versus, I think you've seen some of the other firms we use, but Commonwealth is also working on the state park project, and when the state park starts to get to where they wanna tie in 2027, it'll just help speed all this up if we're using the same engineer. They're a very good engineering firm. I'm still in the running for the READY grant, and I keep getting emails from
Yeah.
Forum for the $1 million that we could possibly get for that. I have to just follow up with an email to them and see if we get any further with that. That hasn't actually died yet. It's still resuscitating, but it's still around. And I'll take any $1 million I can get, even if it just pays for plans. It would be better than nothing.
So the $30,000
That'll come out of sewer fund.
would come out of sewer fund. Thank you for knowing what question I was about
I
to
know.
ask.
I can tell.
You can tell. Does anybody have any other questions about the Commonwealth sewer capacity study?
Sounds like
No
a
brainer.
good thing to get into, kind of a game theory approach to long-term thinking. Perfect.
Okay, all right. Do we have a motion to approve $30,000 to Commonwealth Engineers for a sewer capacity study?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Kelly. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jim. Further debate or questions? All in favor of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, it's approved. Thank you. Council comments? All right. Thank you all so much. Do we have a motion
Motion to
to
adjourn.
adjourn? There we go.